I was going to keep that press with Bubba Jenkins, who returns to action this Thursday on April 28th. Bubba, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling good, feeling great. Got my man Timmy with me, man. Dewey Cooper in the building. Got my regular corner, so we're coming to do the thing this year.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. I mean, you're 3 days out. How are you feeling?
Man, feeling great. Weight cut was amazing. Got a new nutritionist that's got my body feeling right. Not gonna be as depleted. We're gonna have a much better third round, and that's if we make it there, because we might be doing some things early. We might be putting some diagnosis on some people, giving them some pills, and letting them go to sleep early.
Awesome. Well, we'll get to that in a second. How was your off season? Do you do anything fun?
Off season was good, man. We just try to focus on the mistakes that we made last year. We looked at the film, saw how we can beat each other, how we can beat me as an opponent. You know, we looked at the weaknesses we had, and we try to focus on those things and push forward. But other than that, man, we just lived the life of Vegas. You know, there's like.
Did you watch any of the NCAA wrestling championships?
Absolutely. Me being alumni champion, you know, I had to watch. So those are my guys, all of them.
What were your thoughts on I guess the championships as a whole, and were there any names that kind of like got you?
Well, shout out to Penn State for doing it again. I want to say that I was the beginning of the start of that regime reign. So, you know what I'm saying? The first team that Kel brought in was the team that I recruited. So I'm just going to say, you know, their little national championships runs. I was proud of Gable Stevenson for doing what he did, the only heavyweight to ever get two Hodge Trophy winners. I was sad my man Nate Carr didn't get it done, but he came back and fought like a champion. My young bull at 184, Aaron Brooks. That's a kid that I've been mentoring, and his dad's been in my life for a long time. And I have known Aaron since he was not even going to be on the radar of the best in the world like he is now. And so, you know, a lot of those Penn State guys are, you know, I got mad love for them. Of course, Arizona State putting on a show like they did, placing really high and doing really good. I thought we had a little chance for top three, top championship, top finish, but you know, we got a couple years come ahead of us. So I was proud of the heavyweight. You know, he tried to do what he could with a Gable Stevenson, but you know, it is what it is. You know, that guy's one in a few type of generation type wrestlers. So, you know, with Cole being as young as he is, I think the rest of the time will be his time, but he just got to take a back seat this time around. But man, it was an awesome tournament.
Do you think Gable Stevenson will ever fight?
Man, I don't think he'll ever fight because he's going to be making really good checks outside of not having the grind like he's been doing. You know, the fight game is gritty, and there's some glory in it, but there's some work that got to be done that, you know, they're easier checks other places. You know?
Makes sense. All right, so before we talk about your upcoming fight, man, I wanted to touch on your fight with Chris Wade. What'd you learn from that fight?
Man, I lost that fight before I ever stepped into the cage. So, you know, not shout outs, but, you know, props to Chris Wade and doing what he did. You know, I of course, in the off season, you asked me if I did anything fun. I'm determined to see him again. You know, of course, we got the world title and we got the $1 million. Those are things to look forward to, but wouldn't nothing be better than you know, running that one back. Of course, you know, I had a lot of things I was going through last year that, you know, kind of prolonged the process of me getting to where I wanted to be. But yeah, you know, I was humbled in that fight. I got humbled, ate a lot of humble pie, not only during that fight but afterwards. And you know, we just try to, you know, fix some mistakes and get back to the drawing board. So the Chris Wade fight was an eye opener for sure.
You said that you lost before you even stepped foot in that cage. How come?
I just had a lot of things going on in my life and wasn't as focused as I needed to be. Wasn't as humbled and in my place like I needed to be. Like I said, I was fighting divorce, fighting for my children, fighting this and that. So, you know, it was a lot going on in the Bubba Jenkins life outside of the cage that, you know, at that time, as much as the $1 million and the championship, and there were just bigger things in life for me that I was, you know, more focused on and less, you know, less understanding of my season than I like to have been.
Gotcha. I didn't want to talk about the emotions, what your emotions were like after that fight, because knowing you were so close, semifinals. I mean, what were the emotions like as soon as you left that cage and got to the locker room?
Oh yeah, of course. I was extremely disappointed. But mostly I was humbled and hungry. That's the two H's that I walked away with after it. It was humbled, and then it was like the fight, the urge to want to get back to that place, the drive to, like you said, be so close. Know that the next matchup was probably the better matchup for me in the finals with the wrestler and the guy who he was in Mavlead. But like you said, and Chris Wade was an opponent that we watched a couple times. We wanted him earlier in the tournament. So to get that opportunity and let it slip like that when it was my opportunity to lose was definitely devastating. But I've been through a lot of things in my life, and it was one of the things that, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. And here we stand.
Gotcha. All right. So Joe Sung Bin pulled out of the fight. How much notice did they give you before Kyle Bochniak stepped in?
I knew about what we say about 2.5 weeks ago.
Good.
Yeah, it was a quick turnaround. And they had someone else that we thought we had signed, or we thought we had committed a fight to. So it was almost like three changes. It wasn't just like Sung Bin's out and then Bojiak's in. It was Sung Bin's out, and then for a week we studied someone else, and then we heard that guy was out, and then Bojiak jumped in, and he's a tough fight on a short notice. And, we were pretty happy that we had already been chopping wood, especially for the type of fighter that Bochniak is. But, we were already in the field. We already had the mask on. We already had the scope on. We had the trigger ready to be pulled. And, we still in the field. We still got the scope on something. So no matter what, we're looking for a kill.
Was there any part of you that maybe wanted to push your fight back a week or so, or no?
No, I wanted Bochniak in the second round, being the type of fighter he is and who he was, and it being such a short notice. But I wanted to fight April 28th. It's my mom's birthday, so probably gonna be walking out to little LL Cool J. Mama said knock you out type thing. But yeah, it was Mom's birthday, and we've been chopping wood, and we knew whoever they put out in front of us, we were prepared. So I'm excited about the matchup. I'm excited about the fight, and Kyle Bojiak thinks there'll be a third round for him to chase me down in, and and I think he thinks that because he's not the great starter, but he's a great finisher, and I'm a great starter, and with everything I had going outside of the cage last year, I didn't show the great ability to finish well. But this year, if we get to that point, we'll show a great finish.
Well, let's talk about it, man. So you're fighting a madman, the bad man fighting the madman, Kyle Bochniak, in what should probably be fight of the night. You guys come to bang, you guys come to fight. How do you like that matchup?
I love that matchup. The only thing that I see us having comparison is me and him have the exact same birthday. He's 365 days older than me. But other than that, we ain't much the same at all. I'm a dog. He's a kitten. I'm ready to do some bad things in there because I'm a bad man. And I guess he's ready to do some maddening things. But, whatever that may mean, I've seen him get beat a couple different times from a couple of different people that, just don't hold up to the caliber of fighter that I am. So, I'm excited that he's pumped and he's wanting to give it a good go, but I think he's going to walk himself right into blitz, right into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, well, I cannot wait to watch it. The fans can't wait to watch it, man. So, when it's all said and done on Thursday, how do you get your hand raised?
I knock him out. I knock him out in one of two ways, either on his feet or on the ground, and the referee pulls me off of him. But either way, I think I'm coming away with some bonus points. And I'm talking college when I say bonus points. I'm coming away with them bonus points.
Absolutely. And then finally, man, so not looking past Kyle, what are some names that you want? You already said you want that rematch with Chris Wade. Are there any other names that you want to fight this season?
Honestly, man, to be real, I'm not even gonna make it like, oh, I just want Chris Wade and y'all go take it off and be like this whole Bubba is after Chris. I could give two, F's about it. But if I'm a bad man and I want to get a taste out of my mouth, that's one that I definitely could see again. I would not mind if they matched us up again. Let's just say that.
Bubba, thank you so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it.
All right, Alex, I appreciate you, big dog.
If you want to plug your social media, plug in your sponsors. You want to thank anybody? Floor is yours.
Yo, shout out to Bubba Jenkins MMA. I'm not even shout out to myself, but check me out on Instagram at Bubba Jenkins MMA. Shout out to Yakim, my clothing sponsor. Shout out to Firefly. Shout out to who else is there? Shout out to Dewey Cooper for being in my corner always. Shout out to Split T Boxing where we're training at. Man, I'm just excited for the opportunity, man. Thank you for the interview, and we ready to go.